Hey everybody, it's the Investments Lawyer, and today you are going to learn how to form an investment fund, or SPV, one step at a time. And remember, nothing we talk about here is legal advice, so for that, find an attorney. Now, let's dive in. So this is a chart that I made and which I use with my clients, actually, so I thought it would be helpful to walk through it with you. So 10 steps here, let's go through one at a time. Number 1, fund structuring and regulatory analysis. So you want to form a fund, what's going to look like? What entities are you going to use? So there's various inputs here, including your goals, your asset class. So are you real estate? Are you private equity? Are you venture capital? And where are your investors and investments? So if there are investors or investments outside the United States, you might need some special structuring. Number 2, summary of terms. So you have your fund, but what are the terms going to be? There's all sorts of options. What fees are you going to charge? What does the carried interest waterfall look like? How long does the fund last? Does the fund last forever? There are all sorts of terms that you're going to need to choose. Number 3, marketing deck. This is a short document, perhaps 10, 20 pages, maybe 30 pages, that outlines your thesis, how you see the market, the team. This is something to entice potential investors. Number 4, identify service providers. So in addition to your lawyer, which is of course crucial, there are other team members you might want to find, including an auditor for bigger funds, a fund administrator, a bank, insurance agent, placement agent, LP onboarding. Not every fund will need all of these, but this is a common roster. Number 5, form legal entities. So you can't accept investor capital or start making investments until the fund actually exists. So forming legal entities is crucial. You'll form all of your legal entities in Delaware usually, including the fund, the management company, and the general partner. Number 6, draft principal fund documents. This is really key. This is the meat of the whole thing. Maybe that's why it's in the middle. But let's go through each of these documents. So there's the LPA, which stands for Limited Partnership Agreement. In an LLC, this would be called an LLC agreement or an operating agreement. And this is really the deal between the GP and the LPs. It's a pretty long document. It could be, 80, 90, 100 pages. It's basically a fleshed out advanced version of number 2, summary of terms. There are subscription documents. This is a document that the LP signs to join the fund. There's a management agreement, which is a usually short agreement between the management company, the general partner, and the fund, where the management company says, okay, yeah, I agree to manage the fund, typically in exchange for a management fee. There's the PPM, which stands for Private Placement Memorandum. And what this is the first half is kind of like the marketing deck. It's stuff to draw in investors. The second half is a bunch of legal risk factors and disclosure. And if you want, you can save money by not doing a PPM and attaching those legal risk factors to the end of your subscription documents instead. Number 7, investor negotiations. So an investor might be interested, but they might not like a term or two. So what do you do? So for example, they could say, you have a 2% fee, I'd like a 1% fee. So what you could do is just revise the LPA for everybody. Say, okay, the fee used to be 2, now it's 1. Alternatively, you could enter into what's called a side letter. And this is a deal on the side with maybe one LP that says, okay, LP, you're going to invest a lot of money, and in return, I am going to give you a special deal. Fee is 2 for everybody else, but for you, it's 1. So this is actually very common, something that happens in a lot of investment funds for the biggest kind of anchor investors. So once investors are happy, they'll sign those subscription documents. You'll review them and collect them in a stack, waiting until that initial closing. At the initial closing, when you want to say, okay, we're holding the closing, we're ready to go, you're going to sign all those subscription documents. You're going to sign the LPA, you're going to sign the management agreement, you're going to sign everything. You're going to file a Form D with the SEC, and you'll send the documents out to the LPs who signed up, and you did it. That's the first closing. And you are now entitled to call capital from the LPs. And once you do that, you can start making investments. So, we'll talk about more of these steps in detail in future videos, but just wanted to give you an overview here. This is my first video, so if you have any feedback, comments, requests for future videos, please let me know. And if this was helpful to you, please do share around. That would be greatly appreciated. So Until then, have a good one, and we'll see you at the next video.